Extensions are small programs that make your browser more useful. And so you can see, and they live up here to the right of the address bar. As you can see, I've got lots of extensions. I love extensions because they usually give me a shortcut to do things and they save me a lot of time. And one of my favorite screen capture, screenshot extensions is Awesome Screenshot. And you'll see later on in the tutorial why this particular app is really good to use to migrate content from My Big Campus to Google Docs. And so what we're going to do is we're going to search the Chrome store for Awesome Screenshot. It's going to be this first one comes up. And you'll notice when it comes up there are apps and there are extensions. And there are other videos that can tell you what the difference of those are. But we're just going to go ahead and install the extension because that's going to make it work with my Chrome web browser. And that's what I want it to do. So we're going to add it to Chrome. And it's going to ask if it can be added. You're going to click Add. And then automatically it's going to pop up here in your list of extensions. I'm going to go ahead and move it all the way over to the left because it's one I use a lot, especially for your tutorials and your how-tos and things of that nature. If I need to capture my screen and share it with somebody, this is my go-to extension. So now we're going to use Awesome Screenshot to take a picture of this schoolwork. This is a 25-question schoolwork. And so with most screenshot extensions, you can only capture just the visible part of the page. Well, that's not going to really help us out a whole lot because I have way more questions than the first 3 that show up. And so I want all of these questions to be captured at once. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the extension. And then you can see you have a lot of different options, but we're going to click on Capture Entire Page. And what that's going to do is get the whole entire page. You can see it moving down. And then when it's finished, it's going to open up in a new tab. Now, another reason I like using Awesome Screenshot to do this instead of another screenshot extension is because I want to crop this now. Google Docs, when you open this picture up in Google Docs, it's going to take any words that you see and try to make them editable. So all the menus, all the My Big Campus, all of those things, it'll try to make that editable. And we don't necessarily need that. We just need the questions. So I'm going to crop right here. And I'm just going to draw a box just around the questions that I want. So I can scroll down and move these little grabbers down all the way for all the questions that I want. And I want them all. So I'm just going to move it all the way down and just capture exactly what I need. There's the end of my quiz. So I'm just going to crop that right there. And then when I'm finished, I'm going to click Done. Now you can connect your Google Drive to this to save, but it only works if you pay for the extension, which I don't. So there are other options you can do. You can do a local save where it saves to your desktop, but then you have to upload it back into Google Drive. And so there's a better option, but it's a little bit hidden. If you click this More Options, you'll see that you can save it directly to your Google Drive, and that is what I use. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to ask me to name it. That name's fine with me, and it's going to ask me to save. Now, I've already connected my account. You might have that extra step of connecting your account there. So once I've done that, it has been saved to my Google Drive. So I'm going to go over to my Google Drive, and there it is right there. Okay. And so to complete the process of making this an editable Google Doc, all I have to do is right-click on it, go to Open With, and then Google Docs, and then it's going to open in Google Doc. And what it's doing, it's processing all that text that's in that picture and making it editable text. That's the OCR software in there. It takes a second. And then when it opens, it's going to open with the picture first. Now don't freak out and think it didn't work because it's just going to open with this picture, and it's a little blurry, but that's okay because we're not going to keep it, because down here is where our text is. Now you'll notice that the formatting is wonky. It's going to be. I wish there was a way to make it perfectly formatted. If you guys figure it out, let me know. But what I found is I just have to go back in here and reformat that. And that, to me, is much more preferable than copying and pasting and then having to reformat everything or retyping all the questions that I've already typed in. I'd much rather go in here and get rid of this and come in and start reformatting these as I go. Now, I don't even have to reformat it right now. I just know I have them so that when next year, when I'm ready to push this out to kids, either in Google Forms or in some other option, I have it here. So you could even just leave it this way. Make sure you name it what you want it to be named and make sure you keep your drive organized, but it's there and you have it. So that is how I would suggest you save your schoolwork into a Google Drive document.